So I decided to do a video about the alkaline journey that I am going through. Sickle cell has been so tough, and I'm trying to allow my body to heal and just be able to function the way it needs to. It's really difficult because the older I have gotten, seems the bone pain and the joint pain has worsened. And so if you played sports, ran track, exercise, was a cheerleader, just being a mom, period, worked, those things are going to affect you as you get older. And so even for someone who doesn't have sickle cell, you know the pain that you feel like when you get 35 and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm starting to feel age. And so you could only imagine what we experience and go through. So I'm hoping doing this video will help you all to make it easier, because it is kind of complicated when you begin looking up information on alkaline diets and some of the foods recommended by Dr. Sebi. So I just wanted to put something together really quick. There's no way I could squeeze this into a whole video. It would be forever. So I'm going to get right into it, and I'm going to start off with the basic essentials that you would need to have in your kitchen. The number one thing you need to have in your kitchen is organic coconut oil. Organic coconut oil can be used in your smoothies. It can be used in place of anything you would put butter on. I don't recommend you heat coconut oil. It's recommended that you do not do so. So when I'm doing something that's going to require grease, or that I used to use butter for, I use grapeseed oil, which is okay if it's heated. So there isn't a problem there, and both of those are high on the list of alkaline foods as far as the pH level. Another great thing you want to keep in the kitchen is coconut milk, and it can be used in place of the milk that you've been using. This is also alkaline, which means it will reverse. I'll put it like this: it will reverse damage to your body. So you want to think acidic. Acidic allows disease to flourish. Alkaline doesn't, and it kills diseases. That is the simplest way to put this. It's not difficult. You're just going to have to try recipes. Just replace the things that I just mentioned with the more alkaline foods. Another thing you would need to have is coconut water, and you can use that in place of regular water. If you're still using tap water, it would be really great to replace it with that. Coconut water has a lot of benefits. One of the main benefits is potassium, which is why I started using it, because the diuretics that I'm given by the doctors, they dry me out, and they sometimes deplete my potassium and my magnesium. And so this helps with that also. Another thing is great to use is spelt flour. This is essential. I got rid of all the white flour out my kitchen, and I switched it out with spelt flour. It can be used in place of regular flour, just as you would use regular flour. The only difference I've noticed is spelt flour, it requires more liquid to dry. So if you're used to using 2 cups of flour and a half a cup of water, you would probably need a whole cup of water when you start using spelt flour. Okay, now in place of cornmeal, you need something that's alkaline, and so garbanzo bean flour is what I have used to switch out the cornmeal in the kitchen. And so that can be used to make your cornbread, something close to cornbread. And it can also be used to, sometimes I would make chickpea burgers or garbanzo bean burgers, and I would put a little garbanzo bean flour in it just to help with the consistency of the burger and to hold it together. So I'm not having to use things like eggs to help hold it together. And since I've mentioned that, let me ease right into it. Chickpeas. Chickpeas are alkaline, really good for you, and you can make burgers out of them. You can fix them and just eat them as beans. You can put it in the blender or your food processor and make your own hummus. Don't that sound good? And another thing that I have added to my kitchen is limes, key limes. And you can buy them organic. You really don't have to. I hadn't really noticed the big difference. But these are good for so many things. I squeeze these in with my avocados to make dressing. I put a little Sometimes I'll use agave nectar, but sometimes I'm still using honey and brown sugar. So it is a process. I would not recommend you just jump into this head on like I did, because you'll end up wasting money because you're not quite sure what to do with the products, and stuff will go bad. And since I mentioned avocados, that's something that I use to replace mayo and sour cream. So anything that I would use for that creamy texture, I use avocados instead and still get the creamy texture, and I'm getting some good key nutrients. Another thing that I have switched out is my spinach. I stopped using spinach. Spinach is not recommended on a Dr. Sebi list. From what I've been reading, it's a hybrid plant. It's not as healthy for you. A lot like cauliflower and broccoli, which I found this out about those also. I stopped using almonds. Almonds do have a form of cyanide in them. I know, right? Yeah, you can look it up. And so in place of those, if you are someone like me who enjoys eating tree nuts, you can start using Brazil nuts, which are alkaline and are on Dr. Sebi's list. Another key thing that I keep in my kitchen now is, like I said, the agave nectar. And you can switch out anything that you was using sugar for. You can use agave nectar. Now, the good thing about all of this, it will help you lose weight if you want to lose weight. If you're someone who is naturally skinny and you don't want to lose weight, you don't have to be concerned about it making you disappear. It's just going to balance out things and help you. In place of my oatmeal, and oats aren't really a acidic food, so I still use oats. But quinoa, I have started using in place of oats and grits, and it's really good. Sometimes I make mine salty, throw some black beans over in there, and kind of eat it like a Mexican salad type thing. And sometimes I use the agave nectar and eat it in place of oatmeal or grits in the morning. It does take some getting used to. It is a different flavor. The texture, the kids don't really care for it because they say it feels like marbles, a little eyeballs in their mouth. And so again, this has to be something where you have to really be committed to doing this, and you just have to reprogram your taste buds. We are so used to the genetically modified food. We're so used to the taste enhancers like MSG from eating Roman noodles, hot dogs, all of the preservatives. And so what happens over time after you eaten that so much, when you taste something that's healthy and good for you, you automatically go, ugh, this don't taste too good. And so it's going to take some time, ease into it. I'm doing it little by little. Some things I still use cornmeal with, flour, like I said. And sometimes what I'll do is do half and half, so it's not totally acidic anymore. I'll do half spelt flour, half white flour. And by doing that, I'm reducing the amount of acid that I am putting into my body. I really don't use cheese. If you have a food processor, you can take Brazil nuts or avocado and put it in there and kind of use it in place of cheese. I've actually watched people make cheesecakes that way. So it's a lot of interesting videos on YouTube and recipes that you can look for. I tried to upload the chickpea burger recipe. It just didn't work that way. So I'm going to try to do this in the future. I still use apples. We eat plenty of those, plenty of berries, any kind of berries. Most fruits are okay. And the ice cream, I love ice cream, but it's really bad for you for many, many reasons. So in place of ice cream, I have gotten green bananas or Thai bananas, which are those really, really small bananas. You take those, you peel them, put them in the freezer. When you get ready to make your ice cream, just take a little coconut milk, a little agave nectar. Sometimes I put just a little bit of Himalayan salt in it, and it kind of gives it a, it doesn't make it taste salty, but it's just kind of going to give it a more, I don't know how to describe the taste. It tastes good to me. You don't have to do it. It's definitely for preference. Of whatever your taste buds desire. You can throw some strawberries over in there with the bananas and the coconut milk. And like I said, use the agave nectar to sweeten it more or less based on your preference and what you like. You can use blueberries instead of strawberries. And so you put it in the blender, freeze it, and you can serve it and eat it later as ice cream. So you can still have the stuff that you like, right? Also, I make pancakes because I love pancakes. It's hard to let them go, but I do spelt flour pancakes, and you just make them the regular way you would make a pancake. Switch regular flour out for spelt flour. If you're using boxed pancake mix, just switch that out for the spelt flour. Put your coconut milk in there, your berries, and sometimes I do strawberry and half, or I do blueberry pancakes. It just depends. I use a little bit of allspice for the flavor. I use a little bit of nutmeg sometimes. You can add a little cinnamon to it, agave nectar. In the future, I'm going to add vanilla beans to mine because I just love the vanilla taste. And make your pancakes that way. Cook them in grapeseed oil, okay? It's really simple. Plantains is something that's good and it's alkaline. I cooked those with sugar actually last night with brown sugar and agave nectar, and they came out really good. Before, I cooked them with sea salt and a little onion powder, and it tastes kind of like hash browns to me. These do not taste like bananas, even though they look like bananas. It's more like a potato to me than a banana. So you could try that. Let me see. Am I leaving out anything? If you have any questions, just drop them at the bottom. I'm going to try to get this on YouTube. Oh, that's right. My new favorite thing to eat is I start making my own salad dressing. And I use avocados, lime juice, honey, and a little brown sugar, and make my own dressing. And I use those on my salads. Salads are always healthy and good for you. I use baby bella mushrooms in my salads. Oh, and that's right, mushrooms can take the place of whatever meats you were eating. So you can use those and make a burrito with mushrooms. Recently, I still eat brown rice sometimes. And recently, I made mushrooms, onions, and a little bit of spelt flour and sea salt in the pan and made like a mushroom gravy and poured it on top of the brown rice. Came out really good.
4 limes.
So, if I forgot anything, I will be sure to continue to upload these. Enjoy the journey. Sickle cell is genetic, but to me, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And I am taking Dr. Sebi's products there by the tree root. I share those on my Facebook page. You can contact Dr. Sebi's office here in Memphis, Tennessee, and ask for ailment, and he can give you the supplements that he recommends for us to take. I recommend you talk to your doctor about it, as I have done. But because there isn't any FDA approval of a lot of natural things, your doctor probably isn't going to approve of it, and he may tell you that there's no scientific evidence that these things work. This is what they are trained to say, and this is what they are taught to teach us. They can only teach us what they've been taught, right? But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And I want to say this. Sickle cell patients are living older, and so what's happening is the pain medications that we were given from such an early age, by the time you get 30, you have a really high tolerance in comparison to a large amount of the community. And so when you go to the hospital and they see the dosage that it takes to lower your pain, it sometimes can cause you to be stereotyped. And so this is something emotionally that I still deal with. It's very traumatic. Every time someone questions your pain, every time you're accused of not hurting as bad as you say you are, every time your hemoglobin or hematocrit or retic count isn't as low or high as they have been taught it should be to prove a crisis, even though we all know that lab tests do not prove or disprove sickle cell crises pain. For some reason, this is still the standard that many doctors use and go by, even doctors who are considered to be specialists. And so I'm working on now some studying about psychiatry and sickle cell, because I believe that this is a very traumatic experience. Every time we go to the hospital, it is a traumatic experience. Even if you don't have bad experiences with being judged or misjudged for your pain, it's traumatic just to have to be in pain and be stuck and have surgery and PICC lines put in and central lines put in and portacavs and organs taken out. That's some very traumatic stuff. And we need someone to help us get through these things. It's difficult. I've had someone recently inbox me about a support group that they have, and I can't remember his name right now, but if you just happen to be watching this video, please just drop it back in my inbox again so that I can be sure to share that information with other sickle cell patients. So I just want to say, continue the journey. Don't give up. Know that your blood, it needs to be cleansed because we take so many medications for so many years. And so eating alkaline would allow your body to detoxify itself. Now, in the first 30 days of me doing this, I felt better, then I felt worse, then I felt better, felt worse. And so I think I'm going through a die-off of ridding my body of the toxins. And because a lot of us can't work out as we would like to, we're not able to sweat to get those toxins out of our body. And so it kind of just sits there. And that's going to cause you more problems in the future. So I would recommend taking the smallest dose of medication possible, which many of us do. I don't know why people have this stigma and they think we take pain medicine all day, every day, and we just love it, love it, love it. That's not the case. Pain medicine doesn't make me feel euphoric. It makes me nauseous. It causes my head to hurt. I have weird effects, like I get really tired. So I hate taking pain medication, but I know it's something that I have to do so that I can function and get up through my day, work for the kids, laundry, house chores, run errands, pay bills, whatever it may be. And so I think that we are one of the largest communities of people who are misunderstood by the people who are responsible in giving us the medical care that we need. And so that is a really difficult place to be in. So let's continue to support each other and encourage each other like we do. And I believe that prayer, along with faith, can lead all of us into a better place. Just thank God we are living longer, but as I said, the results of living longer are some of the things I mentioned in this video. So I definitely recommend you trying some of these foods and recipes and switching out a few things in your kitchen that probably aren't helping you but making you worse. All right, peace and blessings.